Hi BookTube, Aaron here, hope you're doing alright. A few weeks ago I made a video, it was a book haul video, and I was saying in that I probably wouldn't be making another book haul video for a while, and I couldn't foresee myself going out on any big book buying sprees or anything like that, with the exception of maybe buying books for the BookTube prize. And I'm here today as someone who's fallen off the wagon. And I have a rucksack that's pretty much full of books. Been travelling and I've picked up books along the way, so that didn't exactly go to plan. But you know, I suppose that's the way it is. I don't really feel disappointed with myself or anything. Yeah, I've said it before. I often feel like instead of buying books that I'm adding to a TBR, you know, I don't buy books just to read in the near future, but I see it more as just adding to a growing library, giving myself options of what to read when I'm in the mood for it. And that's totally cool with me. Saying that, part of me is kind of hoping that this is the last library tour for a while, because we're having to scratch our heads here at home trying to think of where to put the books, so we'll see how it goes. There's a nice mix in here. There's some authors that I've read before and enjoyed, some other authors that are quite new to me, and then a few things here that it's kind of authors I want to know better, or it's kind of been bad that I haven't read them yet, maybe. And I'm hoping to remedy that. So I'll start off with one of those, because I can see it up at the top here. This is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, an author that I haven't really read much of in the past. I think I read a short story when I was about 16, 17. I can't remember which one. And I read the beginning of this book when I was in uni. I had a friend who really loved his modernists, and he kind of insisted that I read at least the first few pages. And I did enjoy it. I just never got around to finishing it. Hopefully I'll remedy that soon. And then we've got a couple of poetry collections here. We have Edwin Muir, his selected poems, and that's edited by T.S. Eliot. I think Edwin Muir is sort of known more as maybe the first English translator of Franz Kafka, but he's a great poet in his own right as well. So I'm looking forward to getting to know his poetry. I've only come across sort of one or two poems in a couple of anthologies that I have. And then we've got some Ted Hughes. This is Lupercal, which is his second poetry collection. I read his first collection back in maybe November, December, something like that. Sort of kicking off the Poetry Book Club with David Wiley. And that was really fun to get to know that first collection, because I kind of know his poems in the kind of broad sweep from his selected poems and stuff like that. But I don't really know his early collections that well. So I know a few poems in here, but quite a lot in here I don't really know that well, so I'm looking forward to that. And then this next one here is a bit of an indulgence. So this is a Folio Society edition of The Monk. I think sometime around Christmas, Jason from All Blues Chapter and Verse had a sort of book haul video, and he had some Folio Society books there, and I was commenting that I didn't think I'd ever seen a Folio Society book out in the wild, and then just over the last week or so I couldn't get away from them. Whenever I went into a second-hand bookshop, it was just kind of littered with Folio Societies. So this is, I decided to grab one, and this is The Monk by Matthew Lewis. So I'll get out this little box. It's got some really lovely sort of wood engravings. I hope you can see that. But it's a book I've read in the past and enjoyed. I don't think I have a copy. Before getting this, I didn't have a copy. I don't think I particularly liked the edition I had. So I'm quite glad to have such a I can't think of the word, but yeah, it feels like an indulgence, even though secondhand it wasn't really expensive or anything. But yeah, it's quite cool. And then what else do we have here? Okay, so this is first 2 volumes of Remembrance of Things Past by Marcel Proust. So this actually has Swan's Way, and I forget the name of this second. So it's got Swan's Way and Within a Budding Grove in here. I think this is the Moncrief translation. Let's have a look. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Where's it gone? Yeah, okay, so this is the one that's been sort of updated by Terence Kilmartin. But yeah, I've read, I think, this translation of Swan's Way before, and then I never got any further. I never picked up any of the other volumes. And I've been thinking a lot recently that I'd like to get to it, maybe not this year or in the foreseeable future, but at some point I want to get to it and give it another try and try and get through the whole thing. So I thought I'd at least get the first few volumes and get ready. So this is the first 2 volumes in one book, and then somewhere in here we have some more. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, so here's the next part, and this has the is it the Gourmands Way and Cities of the Plain. I think also sometimes that's Sodom and Gomorrah. And yeah, so I got quite a lot of Proust there to get me started at some point whenever I feel I'm in the mood. And then the next one here is it's more of a sort of coffee table book, I suppose, but it looked cool and it might just be a fun one to leaf through every now and then. It's called The Explorers, or The Seafarers, and it's essentially just a little history book about sort of Western seafaring, sort of particularly probably with stuff in the Americas and East Indies and stuff like that, I think. And so there's going to be a range of interesting things there, but it's got some great maps, particularly early on, sort of looking at sort of the history of map making before it kind of gets on into the history of seafaring itself. So yeah, I think that'd be quite a fun one just to leaf through every now and then. And then the last one here, I think, the last one here is a book I've been eyeing up for a while, and I've come across it in a couple of bookshops and just never got around to getting it. And when I saw it this time round, I thought, yeah, today is the day. So this is the Sagas of Icelanders, so a nice big Penguin Deluxe edition. And I got this ready for Saga Long in April, and we're going to be reading, is it Egil's Saga? And I'm a total Saga newbie. I have somewhere else, oh, it's right here actually, where's it gone? Here it is. So this is the Saga of Gunlag Serpent Tongue in its own little edition, which is also in here. So maybe between now and Saga Long, I will maybe read that to get myself in the headspace. But I'm really looking forward to getting into this, and hopefully by April I'll have a bit more space to fit in stuff like that. So there we have it. That's my most recent book haul. I think it's everything. Yeah, the bag is empty. So yeah, let's go through it. Let's start with this one, 'cause it's a nice wide one. So we have the Explorers or Seafarers. We have the Sagas of Icelanders. We have 4 volumes of Remembrance of Things Past by Marcel Proust. We have The Monk by Matthew Lewis. We have Lupercal by Ted Hughes. The Selected Poems of Edwin Muir. And then we have Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. So there we have it. So we'll see if this is my last book haul for a while. I plenty, I have plenty to keep me busy now. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope there's at least something there that tickled your fancy. But otherwise, that's that for now, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. All right, bye bye.